Good morning, good morning, good morning, Africa. Also, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time zone that you are getting in touch with me. Welcome to GTSA, Grounded Theorist Southern Africa. And of course, I'm greeting the entire African continent. But I am mostly focusing on Southern Africa. My name is Dr. Charlie, and I'm pleased to welcome you to GTSA, where we talk nothing else but grounded theory. And that's why you see there I'm saying talking grounded theory. If you ever want to get in touch with me, please do so using the email address gtsa at sbgazim.com. GTSA at sbgazim.com. We are also on WhatsApp +263 7733533800 +263 and this place we talk nothing else but grounded theory. If you are interested in grounded theory, then this is the place to be. And of course, grounded theory is one of the five approaches to doing qualitative research. You would remember, of course, we have case study, and of course, phenomenology, ethnography, narrative, and grounded theory. If you are interested in grounded theory, this is the place to be. Or if you don't know anything about grounded theory, and you want to find out what is this grounded theory methodology all about, then please, this is the place to be, because there's a difference between grounded theory, which is the theory which you come up with, and grounded theory methodology, which is the methodology that you then use so that you come up with the grounded theory. So without further ado, I'm sure I've whetted your appetite that enough, but let me give you a few seconds. Please get into your kitchen there, and then, of course, grab your cup of coffee. My favorite is hot chocolate. And of course, if you want some popcorns, whatever it is, some snacks, just get that ready because we are just about to deep dive into talking grounded theory. So just be ready there. My favorite, like I said, is hot chocolate. Right. So let's get straight into it. Right. We are going to be talking about grounded theory methodology. Grounded theory methodology, a favorite of mine. Okay, this is a favorite of mine. What is grounded theory methodology? I know you know that we all know that there are so much literature there out there about the grounded theory methodology. Actually, you'll be spoiled for choice. So, as such, there is several definitions for grounded theory methodology. Now, here's just one. This is a rigorous scientific qualitative research methodology developing theory grounded in data. Let me take that again. When we talk about grounded theory methodology, we are simply saying this is a qualitative research methodology whereby you ground, okay, everything in data so that you develop a theory. And this theory is called grounded theory. It is grounded in data. So as you go about analyzing this data, you ensure that you remain grounded, you remain embedded in the data. In other words, this grounded theory is informed by nothing else but by the data. And that's why it's called grounded theory. Now, what I'm going to do as we start, I want us to look at some misperceptions. These are not the only ones. I can see there's a spelling error there. Misperceptions. Oh, it's correct. Let us look at some misperceptions. What is it that people think about grounded theory which is not factual? What is it? You might have also heard some, so I'll be very interested if you can in your feedback, also tell me some of the misperceptions or misconceptions, or even before we call them misperceptions, what is it that you hear people say about grounded theory? Now, these are some of the things that I've heard people talk about grounded theory, which is not factual, it is a misperception. Okay. One of them is that grounded theory methodology is not scientific. So, whenever you say you want to use grounded theory methodology, one of the critics you might face is it's not really scientific. People think that what is scientific is when you take any one of the quantitative methodologies, for example, experimental, or you go for a survey, that one. You know, you test your data statistically, you've got your hypothesis and stuff like that. That, to many researchers, is scientific. And when you say I'm doing a grounded theory methodology, there is a tendency that this is not scientific, and we are here to allay this misperception. Say no, this is not true. Grounded theory methodology is scientific. Another one there, some say grounded theory methodology is extremely difficult. Have you ever heard that? To say grounded theory methodology is extremely difficult. You can actually see them, raising their eyebrows. Say, what? You want to do grounded theory methodology? Oh gosh. Now look. Grounded theory is not at all extremely difficult. Actually, it's exciting, and it's rigorous, it's robust. It's not extremely difficult as long as you follow its norms and standards, you follow its protocols. Okay. Another misperception there is grounded theory methodology will never end. It keeps on going. It's never ending. That's why if you are doing your PhD, you find it's really a tug of war. If you are a student and you want to recommend grounded theory methodology, and it really becomes difficult, especially if your PhD supervisors are not into grounded theory methodology. Because one of the misperception is, are you going to finish? Why are you choosing grounded theory methodology? Why can't you go for case study? Why can't you go for phenomenology? Why can't you go for narrative? Or why can't you go for a survey? Just distribute questionnaire. Why grounded theory? Are you ever going to finish? Because it is never ending. Again, that's a misperception. Grounded theory will always come to an end, just like any other research methodology. It will certainly come to an end. So, this is a misperception. Okay, continuing. Something that grounded theory methodology will not yield the desired results. So, when you do your protocol, you do your planning, and how you're going to gather or generate data, something that, what if I don't get anything? Remember, to come up with grounded theory, you have to follow certain protocols. And above all, everything must be grounded in the empirical data. So there is a misperception that, what if nothing comes out? After I do all those interviews, 1 hour interview, 3 hour interview, I come back, I go back, I come back, I go back. What about if nothing comes out? Just to give you a teaser, because inside there, you are supposed to then look at each, interview transcript or playback. And as you play back, you're supposed to listen, and you begin to ask, what are they talking about? Who is talking? Why are they talking? Which words are they using? And what is the frequency? How is the tone? What is the pitch? What sort of phrases are coming out more frequently and commonly? What kind of underlying theme is coming out? So some students think that nothing will come out, and they really get, anxious to say, what if nothing comes out? But I want to assure you, definitely and certainly, Grounded theory methodology always produces fantastic results, and they help you to ensure that you give your participants voice. You contextualize the results. These are contextualize the results and straight from the horse's mouth, because you give your participants voice. You even use what they call the in vivo. You even use your participants' terminology. Of course, you can also use terminology which is not of your participants. That's an option. But I'm saying certainly grounded theory methodology will produce results. Now, there is a misperception that because you are doing grounded theory methodology, then you don't have to do literature review. Again, this is a misperception. To choose grounded theory methodology is not at all an excuse for you not to do literature review. There's a whole range of debate surrounding the role of literature review in a grounded theory methodology, and we shall look into that as we continue in our episodes to come. But just for today, we are saying it is a misperception to say that because you are doing a grounded theory methodology, therefore there is no need to do literature review. Not at all. Actually, there are so many options. You could do a literature review before doing a grounded theory methodology, or you could do a partial literature review, then go into the field. Once you are done, then you do again a second literature review, which will be more comprehensive. So I will walk you through the different approaches there. But for now, we are saying it's a misperception to say that there is no need for a literature review. Then something that grounded theory methodology just about coding and generating themes. That's all. No, it's not just about coding and generating themes. It is all about a scientific step by step, okay, of going about to contextualize the generation of data which is embedded, okay. And if you have chosen the what I mostly recommend to ensure that you give your participants voice. So there are step by steps there which you need to follow. Okay, and you find that it is really exciting. Now, here are some references about grounded theory. This is not the only one, but here are some references. These are not the only one. You can actually read Eckhort's book, Grounded Theory for Qualitative Research, a Practical Guide. It's one of my favorites there. Grounded Theory for Qualitative Research, a Practical Guide. Actually, she was our lecturer, and I really loved it at Manchester Metropolitan University. She's one of the leading scholars in grounded theory, and I really enjoyed her teaching. Even up to this day, I continue to always go back and browse and say, what does Professor Emeritus Professor Kathy Ackward has to say? So if you ever you want a coach, we can always organize even a coaching session. I have no doubt that if I can reach out to Professor Eckhart, she can find time, provided there are people who are very keen and interested to learn grounded theory. So that's one leading scholar there that you can look into her works there. There's also another leading scholar there, Kathy Sharmas. They are all Kathys there. Constructing grounded theory, a practical guide through qualitative analysis. Okay, there are many scholars in grounded theory, like I've said. Okay, and of course, these are the founders of grounded theory. I'm talking of Barney Glasser and Anselm Strauss. Okay, if you want, you can even go back to their original book in the 1960s, I think 1963, somewhere there. Discovery of grounded theory. If you want to read that, you can read that. But they've since continued to modify and edit it, putting it up to that, okay, in modern times. And there's also Corbin Strauss. They've also come up with another version. So, like I've said, I'll be walking you through the different versions of grounded theory, but grounded theory was discovered or was brought to academia or to this world, it's a gift from Barney Glasser and Anselm Strauss. They are the ones, okay, who developed grounded theory. And then since then, we've had a number of versions, okay, Corbin and Strauss coming up with theirs. And then, of course, we have also the constructivists there by Kathy shamas there, okay. And like I've said, to date we now have so many variants of grounded theory, okay, but the founders are Glasser and Strauss. You can also read there from Sudbai, that's from the editors, what grounded theory is not. So again, this will help you to understand what is grounded theory and what is not grounded theory. So it is very, very important to look into these misperceptions. What do people say about grounded theory? What is grounded theory and what is not grounded theory? And remember, this place or this portal is all about talking grounded theory, and we call ourselves Grounded Theory Southern Africa. Why are we saying Grounded Theory Southern Africa? We are interested in bringing together all those qualitative researchers from Southern Africa who are interested in grounded theory methodology. That's why we call us GTSA. Now, moving on. Here are I want to invite you to join our membership. You can actually become a professional member of GTSA. You can become a student fellow, an associate fellow, a senior fellow, or a principal fellow. Details about membership, please don't hesitate to email us at gtsa@sbgazim.com. GTSA at sbgazim.com, and you can become a professional member of Grounded Theory Southern Africa. So whether you are in Zimbabwe, you are in Zambia, you are in Malawi, you are in Angola, you are in Mozambique, you are in South Africa, you are in Southern Africa, feel free, okay? Just Google. Doesn't matter which university you are in, whether public or private, but if you are a qualitative researcher and you are interested in grounded theory and you hail from Southern Africa, then GTSA is your home, where we talk nothing else but grounded theory. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me as I come to a close. What did I talk today? I just introduced to you GTSA, Grounded Theory Southern Africa, and this is a place, this is a forum where we bring together qualitative researchers within Southern Africa who are interested in sharing knowledge and experiences about grounded theory. And today, I have just said, here are some of the misperceptions. Normally, people don't say grounded theory methodology. They simply say grounded theory. But whenever you hear them say grounded theory, they are talking about the grounded theory methodology. So the methodology is grounded theory methodology. And grounded theory is the theory which you develop after you use the grounded theory methodology. Okay. So thank you very much once again for joining me. And there you are. You can scan that QR code so that you can contact us and also express your interest in becoming a professional member of GTSA. We want to welcome you on board so that we can share grounded theory within Southern Africa. Okay, our email address again, gtsa@sbgazim.com. WhatsApp +26377335380 +26377335380. Thank you very much for watching. What do you think about this video? Please share with me your comments, your feedback. I really value them. Again, share this video with all your friends. Like it. When you do this, you help us grow. And let me take a cough. You also spread the message about grounded theory methodology within Southern Africa. And of course, above all, click the subscribe button so that you become the first to get notified each time I release the next video about grounded theory methodology. Once again, my name is Dr. Charlie. I did my PhD in management from the Manchester Metropolitan University in the United Kingdom. Okay, and of course, I use grounded theory in my PhD. I really love grounded theory. Actually, I adapted it. I did not use it entirely. I adapted it. I wanted to use it, the whole of it. But of course, this was a decision between me and my supervisory team, like I told you. The challenge there or the fear was, are you going to finish? But I'm happy that at the end of the day, they allowed me to adapt grounded theory there. Okay, so please subscribe. Once again, this is GTSA. My name, Dr. Charlie. TSBD, I also go by that name, TSBD, which means the small business doctor. But for now, this is GTSA, talking grounded theory. I look forward to welcoming you on board as one of our newest members of GTSA, Grounded Theory Southern Africa. With that said, bye.